And good morning to everybody. Want to say good morning to, let's see who we got on the air already. Good morning over here on this page. Want to say good morning to Sandra Perez, Herbie Lopez, Jamie Cowell, Joe Hernandez, Sophia Van Horn, and Auntie Maria. Kathy Henley Little, good morning, dear. Good to see you on. Let's see. What was I going to mention? Before I forget, I got Jamie. I got the back of your leg, like your thigh, the back of it. One of them is giving me pain, and I don't know what's going on with you, but I'm picking it up, okay? And just so you guys know, if you catch me like I'm hoarse, yeah, because I was singing last night, and I was singing notes that I haven't sang since I was in the 70s, so I got up there, though, singing some Doobie Brothers. Excuse me. So I hope everybody had a good week this week. Good morning, Denise. I'm a little tired right now. I'm slow. I had to play last night. Hello, Lupita. And I just want to say that I'm going to dedicate this show to a dear friend of mine that I lost yesterday. He was the keyboard player for us when I would back up Joe Bravo and Carlos Miranda, and also in the band that I was in called Super Mex, M-E-X. And that's online on YouTube if you ever want to see it. We did the Johnny Canales show. So for Roberto Hernandez, I want to dedicate this show. He was a really super good friend, compadre, you know. And you all know that I lost my buddy Johnny Rodriguez too, the country singer. And it's, you know, I just look at the older we get, then our friends just start dying off per se, you know. It's sad, but I know it's all to do with evolution, you know. We're not here forever. But that's why I came to the topic. Do you know who you are or what you're supposed to do on this earth? Okay? Hello, good afternoon, Sandra Dole, all the way from Leprechaun City in Ireland. Top of the day to you, lass. So do you know why you're here on this earth is what I'm saying. What is your sole purpose? What is your, how would I put that? Number one being reason. What's your reason for being here? What are you going to do while you're here? And that's why at the end of every show, I always say, love everyone you can on this earth, because love is life and life is love. And you have to find your sole purpose of why you're here. Is it to make someone else happy, to make yourself happy, to do something for people, for yourself? You know, just I got to thinking about that real heavy. And I said, man, What's your sole purpose of being here? Mine is number one, to help, to share my gift with everyone. And you all know that I want my church. So if I ever have my church, I want to do healings. I want to do a lot of stuff, you know. I may be going on 75 years old, but that's not stopping me. Only the good Lord can do that. Yep, that's it, honey. My daughter Maria said, "What is your chosen mission? You decide what your goal is or was for being born. And now that you're here, are you going to make the best of it, or are you going to do video games? Are you going to be alcoholic? Are you going to be a drug addict? You know, what are you going to do? What is your sole purpose in life?" Because as you can see, things are changing so fast for us, and we have to do something. Number one, we need to speak up, be wide awake, alert, everything. Yes, that's it, Kathy. To find my authentic self. Yes. I like that. I really like that. My thing is like I said, if I was a millionaire, when I become a millionaire, I will say, I'm going to share it. So I can't be stingy. I'm not taking it with me. Of course, all my kids come first, and my grandkids and my wife. But my wife's got to come first, then my kids, then my grandkids, and my great grandkids. But then, if I have my church, everybody. That's me, though, sharing me who I am. Rob Mauricio, good morning. Good to see you on. And I just hope you find everybody, even if I'll put it this way, even if we get taken off the air because they're trying to mess with media now, and if we ever get taken off the air, please find your niche in life, okay? Find what you are supposed to do while you're here. Okay, Sandra says, so sorry, your keyboard player had to move. Yeah, I mean, and same with Johnny, too. Johnny caught us all off guard. And those of you who know who George Strait is, he was announcing Johnny's death, and him and Johnny were really super tight. So while he was announcing it, tears are coming down his eyes, and he's talking about Johnny, that he's going to miss him. And we all will, too. Good morning, Teresa. We're going to, my friend Robert, too, such a beautiful person. And believe it or not, years and years ago, he got in a car accident and they had to chop off his leg. So he had a prosthetic leg. And he just, I think he had a heart attack and died, or died of natural causes. I don't know. But, I'll miss Robert and I'll miss Johnny. Two good people with kind hearts. And one thing got to say about Johnny, even though he was like maybe 5'7", 5'8", that son of a gun had a grip on him. Holy moly. If he shook your hand, you knew you shook his hand because it was like a vice. Your YouTube is not working. Okay. I don't know if you got the message, Jamie, but I got the back of your thigh. For some reason, I got pain. Juanito, good morning. Good to see you. Buenos dias. You know what I could go for right now? Huevos rancheros. Oof. let's see. Sandra says, among the stars in January was mentioned. Yeah, ABC mentioned it. That was nice what they did too. It just, like I say, Sandra, or you, yeah, Sandra, it just caught us all off guard. Johnny was a year younger than me, and it just totally caught us off guard. Mira nomás, el mero jefe. Good morning, sir. Good to have you. Adalberto Gallegos, good morning. Loretta Lewis, good morning. Adalberto, salud. El cafetazo. Mm. Gracie De Leon, good morning. And you know, oh, Stu, how are you, buddy? Yeah, oofta, right? I don't, Gracie, I don't know if you noticed, but there's the cousin Moses Garza is in Spain right now, and he's visiting all the places that we're from, that, you know, our ancestors. And all those places that he's at are, I was over there myself when I played for Flaco, and we went to all these towns in Spain. And so he sent back pictures of every place he was at. Beautiful pictures. Man, I want to go back to Spain. But there's a thing that they've put on there too about cousins, and it names all the last names of cousins, and De Leon is one of them. There's just too many of them to talk about, but it's a cool thing. It really is. If you want me to, if I can find it, I'll send it to you. But anyway, anyway, I want to say again, good morning to everyone. Loretta Lewis, how are you? Love you too, Stu. In fact, you know, Stu, I wanted to ask you too. When I get my church, I would like for you to come and preach. If it, you know, if it interests you at all. I don't know where I'll have my church, but I want to have it where everybody will come. And it's got to have an auditorium, and it's got to have separate rooms, because I want to teach music. I want somebody to teach sewing. I want somebody to teach cooking. I want somebody to teach English, read and write, all that. That's the kind of place I want to have. If you're going to have a church in the community, I feel this. If you're going to have a church in the community, then it better be for the community. That's my feelings. So the topic today, once again, is what is your sole purpose in life? Do you know why you're here and what you're supposed to do? What is your mission, your spiritual mission that you're supposed to do? You know, mine is to help, to heal, to preach. I remember my dear friend down in San Antonio, she took me to a town called Pearsall, Texas, and a lot of you who are on know. And I went down in that town and I read for people and I preached to them while I was there. Well, she called me back to tell me, she said, I don't know what you said. I don't know what you did. She said, but over 100 people changed their lives because of you. And I thought, if I could change 100 people, you know, just keep on going. Give me 1,000. Okay, Ermina, okay, I got it. But just so you know, that's Nova Scotia. Okay, Nova Scotia is where the Knights Templar went. We studied all of this stuff. We're on top of it. And that's where Oak Island, that the whole deal about Oak Island was there too. Hello, Jojo. Good to see you, Ann. What helps a person find their mission? meditation, opportunities to come up. You know, if somebody's down and out, let's put it this way. This is me. So you find what you are. But if someone is down and out, automatically you don't shut the door on them. You help them. Even street people. You know, don't look down on them because they're in the streets. Hell, we all could be in the streets. You don't know. Help out everybody you can. I've always said this, and Maria, I said this last week. I said Maria's mom and my daughter Cameo's mom, they both knew that if I have $5, you have $2.50 of it, or they had $2.50 of it. Same with my wife Faye. I tell her, whatever is mine is yours. You know, my kids might argue with you because they might want a couple of my guitars, but she already knows the guitar I gave her. So that's the one I play all the time. That guitar means a lot to me. And I know she'll take good care of it. Carol and Mario, good morning. Good morning. We hope everybody has their coffee, their tea, no booze, okay? Just your coffee, your tea, or whatever else you're drinking, juice or whatever. And I want you to hold up your cup or your glass. And this is salud. Cheers. L'chaim. To your health. And good times, everyone. Okay, Oak Island, my mom's first cousin with Robert Ristall Sr., Jr. Okay? Yeah, we watch all of that stuff. And my wife is what is it, honey? Scottish and Norwegian? I can't even say the word, be that.
Correct.
Okay, and then your thing was the Knights Templar in that one church, right? That little church?
Well, in Scotland, what I loved to see was the Roslin Chapel. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Roslin Chapel. And then also where the Ewings had the ruins of the castle. But Roslin Chapel is very intriguing and has a lot of stuff to it, yes.
Now, honey, look at
Yeah.
Sandra's talking about this guy, Robert Ristall Sr. and Jr. Weren't they the first explorers to, like, the dad fell in the hole or something, and the son went after him to try to help him out, and he died? I think there was 4 guys. Remember that, hon?
Well, I remember it happening, but I don't know the names of the people.
I think that's it. It was in the 60s that he died, yes.
Okay.
Something, I think the rope broke or something, and he went down. And the son went down to go help him out, and they were overcome by the gas that came out of there.
Oh, Sandra says yes, yes.
Okay. Yes, trust me, we follow that. In fact, I was waiting for, what was it, episode 12, I think it was, to come out. And the same token, we're waiting for Landman to come out. We're waiting for Tulsa to come out.
Hey, I have to kind of interject here about a little technical problem I seem to see we're having. For some reason, your Latino Psychic Visions page, Facebook page, is not linking into the.
I'm not on Latino. I'm on my page.
No, just listen. So we link both the Latino page and your YouTube page on this platform here. Remember?
Okay. Yeah.
Somehow, the Latino page is not linking into the this StreamYard here. So I don't think you're seeing any comments from Latino Facebook on here.
No.
So I mean.
Oh yeah, I am. I'm over here. Yeah, I got Sandra. I got Kathy Little. I got them all.
Okay, but I think they're on YouTube. They're not on.
Yeah, they're on YouTube.
Okay, my point is, the people who have been on Latino can't be seen. So if that means it's really good to go. There's like 2 people on there. So if you're on Latino Psychic Visions Facebook page, please come on over to the YouTube page because we can't see your comments. We can't see your comments, okay? This is called StreamYard, and I don't want to go all into it, but okay, that's all. Just got to say that.
All right, thanks, honey.
Okay.
Alicia Olivares, good morning. And Stu, yes, there is a monument stone there, and it's got 6 names, and they were waiting for the 7th person to pass. And I thought, if you guys remember watching that show, you remember that one of the guys, his son died. And I thought, well, that should cover the 7th person, but apparently not. Vicky Howell, how are you, dear? Good morning. What, Dad? Get up here. What are you doing down there? Christine Native Love, good morning. Oh, now Alicia switched over here. Okay. I got the boys with me. I always get stuck with the boys. Vicky, are you feeling better now? Everything okay? And people are still coming in, which is good to see. Jojo Anderson, good morning. That's got to be Jojo Walsh. My daughter says she's been working for the top dancing. Okay.
Tap dancing.
Tap dance. Okay, well, my glasses don't work that far. Dad, what's the matter? Relax. Jeez, you guys are hyper diaper. Relax, will ya? No, just relax. I got to do the show. So, once again, everyone, I will say this. Do you know why you are on this earth? What is your sole purpose? Do you know what your mission is? Mine is to help, to share my gift, to help, to do what I can to heal, whether it be by words or even if I could try my hands. I remember one girl, she had cancer. And when I met her, she had like a bandana around her head. And I told her, do you mind? I said, I want to pray over you. She goes, please do. And I took the bandana off and I was praying, rubbing her head and praying. And then I kissed her head and I went like that. As I did that, I got something caught in my throat. So I had to go outside and like, you know, and they tell me after that she went into remission, but she went back to smoking again. It's like, why ask for my help if, you know, you're going to, it was crazy. There you go, Christine. You're here to help the elderly and help guide the youth of the children and help heal myself through helping people. You help yourself and that heals you, you know. We all have a purpose in life and you have to find that little niche, whatever it may be, and go with it, whether it be helping the elderly, whether it be helping kids, whether it be as a teacher, whether it be as a healer, whatever. But you need to find it. Good morning, Richard. It's my buddy. And to me, like I say, y'all know that I want my church. And if I have my church, I know that son of a gun's going to be packed. Because I'm going to be preaching about things. You know, I'm going to be 75 years old, so I've gone through a lot of stuff. I started out in the streets when I was 10 years old and working at a restaurant, washing dishes, busboy, all that stuff at 10 years old. And I've just learned a lot of things throughout the years. I've traveled a lot, playing music. traveled overseas, Mexico City, all around, and I've been doing a lot of things here. I try to reach people. I don't ever judge anyone because I'm not the judge. The judge is up there. I try to help people while they're here on earth. And this is why I say, love everyone you can on this earth while you're here. Because love is life and life is love. What's the matter, Weenie, huh? It's okay, Dad. Okay. Gracie says, I did. God put me on this earth to help people. I used to be a provider and I love people. I like to massage people, but now with my illness, I don't go out much, but I hope I do pretty soon. I have a good heart and I love people. I love me. I love meeting people. I have so many stories, but I love God. That's the first love, and that I have. And I love, he's the healer. That's right. He created us. Why wouldn't he be the healer? I got a call this week from a guy who was like going nuts. He wanted to know whether his girlfriend is coming back and all. And I just said, you know what? I said, I'll answer one question for you. Please, is she coming back and all that? I said, look how you treated her. Do you expect her to come back? Good morning, Cruz. I said, you treated her lousy. Why should she come back to you? So we started talking about that and all that. I said, I more than answered your question. Now he's like, he wants a reading and all that, but I can only do so much. In your life, how you handle your situation is up to you. I can't take it on for me. Okay? Granted, I'm there to help you, but once I give you the tools to work with, you have to work with them. I can't come in and do all the work. So that's basically what it boils down to. I do my readings one-on-one, and I did a couple of them. One lady's going nuts because her son doesn't call her. And I just said, you got to let him live his life. He has a baby. He has his girlfriend. He moved in with the parents of the girlfriend. I said, that's his problem now, not yours. I said, how old is he? He's in his 20s. Well, let him live. Let him grow up. Yeah, but he should be coming to check in with me. And why? These are the kind of calls and stuff that I get. I don't mind them because I try to help. But like I told her, I said, you cannot not live his life and he cannot live yours. I said, you need to let go and let him fly.
I just have to interject here.
Yes.
When you're talking about this particular person, there's a biblical passage that says, it's also in a song, that a man leaves his mother and a woman leaves her home when they get married, and it's very true. It's time, you have to let go, particularly of your son, because they have their new life. Did you see Alicia's comment here?
Yeah, I was just going on it right now. I started working at 17, taking care of the elderly for 25 years, and then I worked taking care of individuals and disabilities, which I still do. Good for you. Good for you. Good morning, Mary Beth Long. Good morning, Katie Johnson. The whole thing is we need to find out why we're here, what we are supposed to do.
I love these answers, by the way. These are really good. It's like, it doesn't have to be a profession. It is what is that really makes you fulfilled, right? So
you got to go outside.
Maria says, I'm a leader and a helper. In my past lives, this is what I've done. That's what Maria says. That's cool. And I have to put up Kathy's comment. God is not God is not the judge. We judge ourselves when we pass. Absolutely. It's a review. Life review. Yep. You got it, Kathy. Hi, Mary. And then so Jojo says, I was 14 when I started caring for the elderly. And I carried on until my husband had a stroke. Now I look after him. Of course. Yep. So, right. I mean, in fact, when we do these things, when we're challenged to do something sometimes that isn't really in your wheelhouse of skill sets, right? But then when you start to do them, you find out that you're challenged and you might like it, right? I mean, sometimes it's difficult. I mean, it's very difficult to care for others, but then you start to understand if you treat them as though you want to be treated if you have a similar problem or worse, I guess you put yourself in the other person's spot. So good for you, Jojo. I like it.
Before you go, sorry, honey.
Okay.
Stu, before you go.
Yes.
Stu's going to go outside. Remember this, folks. They say that we're supposed to have an eclipse today. Do not look at the eclipse. Please try not to be out there because an eclipse will take away your energy. Remember that. Good morning, Mary Cantu. Let's see. Who else would we say? Yep, I think we're up to date. Okay. So if you know your purpose and you're doing what you think you ought to do in this life, good for you. But try to help. Don't be a judge, number one. Don't look down on people because they're poor or they're out in the streets or something, or their face is all dirty. Don't look at that, don't look down on them at all. Try to help. If I see a guy on the streets, and when I went to Mexico, okay, I'll give you a prime example. I went to Mexico and it hurt me like hell in my heart to see my people, a lady on the sidewalk with their baby doing this with her hand out. And just like tore me up inside, and I had like tears coming out of my eyes. And I put a dollar bill, American dollar bill, which is worth a lot of pesos down there at that time. So she kissed my hand. And I went, no. And I told her in Spanish, I said, just take the money. I said, take care of your baby, get something to eat, And she said, que Dios se lo pague, which means may God pay you back. And that's me. Like I said, if I was a millionaire or when I'm a millionaire, I got a feeling I'm going to go broke fast because I like to share. I really do. If you can make other people happy, am I seeing correctly? Ladies and gentlemen, my good buddy, Joe Luoma, who I haven't seen in I don't know how long, is on the show right now. Good morning, my friend. Good to see you, buddy. Joe was the one that got me hooked up with playing for Tommy Rowe, the Diamonds, and the Roy Orbison lookalike. And amongst other gigs that we did, remember when we did Hibbing, Joe? And just too many gigs. Oh, and Joe, as long as you're on, is Mike still alive? They told me he's still alive. And I said, no, somebody told me he died. Remember, say, guy, that Mike, the bass player? So let me know if he's still around. I don't know. They told me he moved to Florida. But anyway, everyone, this is what we've been doing. Oh, my God, I think we're over. I think it's time to go to work, no? Joe, let me tell you what I do, okay? You probably heard. Back in 2004, I had a heart attack and a stroke, and I passed over, and I came back. Since then, I've been getting like videos in my head. I've been hearing voices, everything. And I've been seeing things before they come. And I received a gift. I've been helping people since 2004. And I tell everybody I shook the Lord's hand 4 times. Another time, lightning had struck outside in the yard and it went through my hand as I was on the phone. Another time, I drowned. It came back out of that. But I've been helping people ever since. And we do these shows, do this show every Saturday at 10:30 in the morning. And I go in and I see what I see. And I tell people that have checked in what I get out of their name, because every name has an attachment to it. And I've been doing this for over 21 years. So I'm still playing music. I played last night. I sang last night songs that I haven't sang in years, singing Doobie Brothers. And still playing. Oh, and before I forget, while I'm on the subject, we generally play at the American Legion in St. Paul on Arcade Street. Well, Arcade Street is so chewed up right now because they're putting in new pipe and everything else. And they told the people at the Legion that they will not be able to put everything back like it was until the end of August. So the people asked us if we could take the summer off, and we said yes. So we're not going to play until like the end of August. Hello, Eric, Vicky. Good morning or good afternoon. No, it's still morning for me. But I just thought I'd let everybody know. No gigs until the end of the summer. So getting back, this is what I've been doing now for over 21 years. This show has been on for over 7 years now that we've been doing this. And we started out with my cell phone and me tucked in the corner, and look at us now. We're all over the world. Thank you, Lord. So should we go to work, everyone? Let me see if I get some answers. When I say go to work, Joe, it's using my third eye. And it's, Joe, I'll tell you, everybody on this show will tell you, it's real. It's not phony, okay? I know you're laughing. Oh, Eric, don't even tell me. He's telling me I missed some really good White Castles. Don't tell me. Okay, everybody's starting to say yes. And Carol Amario says C. All right, let's go. Eric, I'm going to hit Eric right away. You want to go with the White Castles? I'm going to give you something back. There's something regarding your wallet. I don't know if you lost your wallet. Here's another thing I'm seeing. Like there's so much money in it that it's fat and you can't close it. If that be the case, not now. How can I say this? If there's only a couple of bills in there and it shuts real easy, it's going to be fat that you can't close it. Remember that. Joe Vasquez, good morning, buddy. Good to see you. Today's your stepdaughter's wedding. Well, congratulate her on our part, okay? And, well, okay, Eric, if it's empty, remember, it's going to be so fat you won't be able to close it. So, my friend, if I were you, I would be playing the lotto or something. I don't know. Oh, Vicky's ready. She loves that a lot about your wallet. Let's see, who else? Christine, Native Love. I get somebody, honey, around you like a little boy. I don't know if he's in spirit or if, I want to say about 3 years old in that area. He's looking up and going like this to you, like he's reaching up to you. Hi, Quinn. Good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you're on. But this is for Christine. Christine, Native Love. There's something about a little boy with his hands up. He's reaching up to you. Either he wants you to carry him, he wants you to give him something. And I'm going to go in the neighborhood of around 3 years old. Could be less, like maybe two, in between 2 and 3, okay? But I can hear. I'm hearing Ma, but I don't know if that's what what it is. What does he want? It's almost like he bringing a bowl, an empty bowl with a spoon, and wants you to put cereal in it. This is weird. So if you have ever had a son that used to do that, I'm getting it, like played back. Let's go on. Denise, did you talk to Paul about what I said? I don't mean to pick on him or nothing, but I want to make sure understand this, folks. Like I've always said, I talk about your health, not mine. Okay? I'm sure you can empty his wallet. Christine, if you should know who this little boy is. If here's I'm going to put it to you, honey, okay? If you lost a son, if you had a miscarriage, an abortion, whatever, he's there. Wow. Loretta Lewis. Happy birthday for Loretta Lewis, everyone. Okay, Denise, I hope he listens. He's stubborn as all hell, but I hope he listens. Lisa Cantu, hello. Okay. Lisa Cantu, what's wrong with your hand, honey? I'm picking up your hand. Something's wrong. I'm going to go from wrist to the hand. Oh, my God. Okay. That's probably why he's got his hands up to you, Christine. I don't know if you want to make the attempt on him, but I feel maybe you should look for him. And a lot of people say, no, if he's in a house, if he's in a home right now, then leave him there. Because I have a grandson that went through that. And he's real happy. Let's see. Loretta Lewis, I will say this, dear. If you by chance go dancing or something, please be careful not to throw out your hip. Okay? I'm going through names, everyone. Okay, I need to know on this page, Cruz, if you're still with me, Katie Johnson, if you're still with me, and Mary Beth Long, if you're still with me. Teresa, you're still with me too? I'm trying to cover everybody I can, okay? Judy Mangan, you must be new. Please let me know where you are texting from. It helps me a lot when I do reads. Okay, Katie Johnson says, you're on this page, on the Latino page on YouTube. Okay, just so I know you're still here. Jose says, thank you for sending congrats. I'm planning to travel to Chicago in June or July or August. What do you think? I would hold off, Jose. Now, I don't want to scare everybody, but I need to bring it to your attention again. And they are talking about it right now. If you recall, I said from Chicago that the ground is going to open up and a lot of cities will like go into this thing. And they're talking about that right now. It's a line that goes all the way down where the Mississippi River is, okay? Memphis for sure, Arkansas, Kentucky, Missouri. It's just going to devastate a lot of people. They call it the main earthquake per se, okay? And the ground will open up. I saw that. And it just really freaked me out. So please, I don't know. I can't warn you, because I've talked about it constantly, and I can't tell you, okay, get up and move. No, where are you going to move to? You don't know. I don't know. All I seen was the ground open up and city per city, like fall in. It's scary as all hell, trust me, but it's there. So all I can say is just pray. That's the main thing I've been doing for a lot of people. Herbie Lopez, did you ever take care of your big toe, buddy? I get your big toe for some reason. The reason I say that is because I don't want you to lose it, okay? Lisa Cantu says nothing. Nothing about what? I don't know what that means. Pinguini, what's the problem? Okay, they take me to Denise. Hon, I would like for you to go and get a couple scratch off, the $2 ones, okay? They're telling me to tell you go play it. They say if it has sevens, play it. Don't you go down there. Where you going? You ain't got no business down there. Stop. Okay, Joe, I'm going to tell you this. Anytime you work for family, it's good in the beginning, and then it gets sour in the end. So to me, my advice, stay where you're at. Good morning, Dolly. Little sister. I asked them if they wanted to go out. No, this one wants to go downstairs for some reason. Good morning, sister. I know you can hear me, I think. I don't know. Okay. Vicky Howell says she's still listening, getting things done. Do you have clients scheduled today, Vicky? If you do, I'm going to say the third client, be extremely careful. He might like either flip out or something. Just be careful if it's a guy. No clients, good. That's even better. I just want you to be careful, Vic, okay? Because one of your clients is going to like be argumentative, and you don't need that. Not when you're a reader. No, I'm sorry you don't believe you can leave if you want. Just like that. I've had people do that to me, and I say, there's the door. You don't like what you hear? Hit it. Well, what do I owe you? Nothing. Go. And I don't mean to be that rude, but I'm not going to take their shit either, you know? You don't need chocolate candy, girl. Oh, okay. I asked about your hand. Just remember that I said it, Lise. From the wrist to the fingers. You could fall. I don't want you to fall, but if you do, you know, you could hurt that. Vicky, there's something about for you. Either I want to say you're a sun person. And to me, they say something about the sun rising. So I don't know. You know, we're supposed to stay out of the eclipse if it's supposed to be today. Everyone, it takes your energy away, okay? Gracie, they're telling me to tell you it won't hurt. It'll help you more than it's going to change your spirit, Gracie. And if you have a good spirit, then it's like you'll be saying that your treatments will be a piece of cake, okay? Christine says, I just ate a Snickers. You couldn't share? Okay, then you understand what I'm talking about, Vic. Okay, let's go look for some more. Katie Johnson, is Dad still alive? I think we talked about your dad last time because he's coming back in the picture again. Now, going back to Jose's question, Jose, I none of us know when it's going to happen. We only know that it's going to happen. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen today. It could happen a year from now. But just keep it in mind. And if you know people over there, man, I don't know how you can convince them. I got family and everything in California, friends and the whole 9 yards. And I told them about the earthquake that was coming. And they just said, wow, we get those every day. And I said, no, this is going to be 7.1. It's going to be heavy. Nah, this and that. Well, I predicted it would happen May 4th. No, it happened July 4th, 7.1. And they're still there. And I told them about they're going to have the big earthquake because of volcano eruptions, and it's going to slide into the ocean. They're still there. Good morning, Randy. This is my buddy. And let me tell you, folks, what I had predicted, I said that there was a volcano that is acting up under the state of Oregon. And I said it's going to trigger Mount St. Helens. I said it will also trigger the one where Old Faithful is. And they talked about those three. If you go on, what the heck is the name of that thing? We're on a thing called the Midas Touch. And when you go on there, they show you different things. And one of the things they talk about are earthquakes, volcanoes, and all that. And the ones that I talked about are the ones they are talking about right now. They said they are waiting for the one in Oregon to like set off things because it's acting up, it's churning. They said Mount St. Helens is starting to spew. So it's like, if it happens over there, and if you remember, I said where the by Chicago and all that, if the West Coast happens or the East Coast happens, my God, I've seen it coming, folks. I'm I'm not going to hide, and I'm not going to play games with you. I've seen it coming, and once it comes, it's going to be very, very devastating. Plus, it's going to be a big tsunami. I mean, a big one. Like the water could be like 20 stories high, maybe more. But that's part of evolution, We're here one day and gone the next. And I know it's sad to say that, but it's true. A lot of people called me crazy when I did my radio show back in 2009. They talked about me, that guy's nuts and da da da. Even my own mother would tell people, you don't want to see him, he's crazy. I guess. Edgar Casey predicted the fault line along the Mississippi River, too. Yep. That's the one I'm talking about. And they were talking about things that I had said that I saw. And when they talked about it and came out, Faye goes, that's what you were talking about. Yeah. It's there. I don't make stuff up. I don't have to. The spirits show me. Dad, what's the matter? Will you listen to this guy, honey? What? Okay, Katie says he's alive, however, her father had some medical issues and his knees, shoulder, and heart valves. Okay, please, honey, all I can say is get closer to Dad, okay? Help him as much as you can. Don't say, okay, Dad, I'll see you later. Boom, and you go away. Try to be there if you can for him, okay? And if you have brothers and sisters, make sure they are too. Randy, where are you at? You're asking me about your area is going to be affected. Tell me where you're at. I don't know what's wrong with Pinguini. He just keeps crying.
I think he just felt it.
I don't know. Okay, Kathy Henny Little says, there is an uptick of earthquakes and volcanoes activities all over the world. Yes, ma'am. Okay, Warsaw, Wisconsin. I would say you'll feel the after effects of the water. Put it that way. It's going to be real windy and water. I'm in Baldwin, and I hope it doesn't reach us. But we got the St. Croix River over here, so I don't know what, Crazy. Hello, Mimi. Good morning. She said she's been sick and not been able to be on. Well, I'm glad you're here now. We are talking about the volcanoes that are active right now, the one that's under the state of Oregon, the one of Mount St. Helens that I predicted, and also the one of Old Faithful that I predicted. If all three simultaneously go off, it's going to be bad. It's going to go from Alaska all the way down to Chile, South America, and it'll just break off and go into the ocean. It's ugly, but it is what it is. So, I'm going to go back on some more names again, everyone. I'm looking. Herbie, you never told me about your big toe. Loretta Lewis, if you have a son in his 20s, make sure that you don't get in an argument with him. Going through names, everyone. Okay, Dolly, I got you. Hang on. I'm going through names over here. See, this is the one thing I don't like to do. I don't like to read names because it takes away from this. Sandra Dole. I am picking up somebody I don't trust me, dear. I'm not trying to pry into your life or anything. But either it's a family member or a dear friend who, if you remember the Holocaust, had the numbers written on their arm. To me, they're in spirit, but this person comes to you. If you know who this is. And for somebody from the Holocaust to come in, that's pretty deep, if you ask me. Alicia, what is wrong with the bottom of your foot? If there's nothing, then please be careful not to step on anything. Hey, knock it off. Boys, what's the matter? What's wrong with both of you guys? Acting rather weird today. Okay, Loretta, then you know what I'm talking about. He has a son in his 20s and he's very argumentative. So please just back off of him, okay? I'm sorry. I don't mean to pry. I just see it, okay? Sandra, do you know anybody that had this writing? I mean, the numbers on their arm? That has to do with the Holocaust. I know they do. This person knows you and comes back to see you in spirit. And I see the numbers, the arm and the numbers, and that's how they let me know that you're there. Or they're there with you. Mary Cantu, honey, I see tears coming. I don't know what this is about, but I see tears. It could be, the way I'm picking it up, it could be a friend's passing, okay? Just so you know. Pinguini, Daddy's trying to do this. No, I don't need that. No, I don't need you hanging on my leg either. Come on, you guys, knock it off. Jamie Cowell, did you ever let me know about the back of your leg? The thigh area, the back of your thigh. Let's see, Sophia Van Horn. There's something about Sophie, and there's something about nickels. If somebody used to give you nickels all the time, or flipping a nickel, something about nickels. I don't know what this is. Or if you would play that, you know how they do that, try to get the nickel into the cup or something like that. Sandra, be careful of a stray dog that's going to come into your yard. It's big. It's got black on the back. I'm seeing like white and brown, light brown. So it could be like a German Shepherd. It could be, what do they call those? The big ones. Just be careful. Don't try to shoot with a stick or something. Just go in the house. Okay, got to go down to the bottom and see what this is. Okay, Sophia says, my nana would give me nickels whenever I went to her house. If she has passed, then she's with you, just so you know. Little sister, Dolly, is there some kind of either a birthday party or some kind of celebration? Because I'm seeing and hearing music. So I want, if there's an old man and there's going to be a party and the old man combs his hair back like mine and he wears a white shirt, please be by him. Make sure he's calm because I see him, he could have a heart attack. So please be careful. There's my prima. How you doing, buddy? There's my cuz. I'm here doing it every Saturday at 10:30, my time and San Antonio time, Dallas time too. And this is what I do. I just help people do my thing. Okay, Sophia says yes, she has passed, and thank you. You're so welcome, honey. She's with you, just so you know. What's this one? Thank you for the warning about the dog. No. What? Read the dog. Okay. But there was something too, Sandra. I wanted to get whoever's with you, or in spirit. I've got numbers on the arm, and that has to do with the Holocaust. So please let me know if you knew of somebody, if there was a family member that was in the Holocaust. I'm getting the numbers. It would take me a while, but I'm sure I could get the numbers out, My ancestors were in Europe, but they sailed over to America. Same with mine. I'm originally half Portuguese and half Spaniard. And then the rest on my grandma's side, the Mexican, David, good morning, buddy. Okay, Dolly, you know who I'm talking about then. My dad is going to be 90 in October. Honey, please stay by him, okay? Make sure that everything is calm. I don't want him to get all hyped up because he could have a heart attack right then and there. Oh, boy. Sandra Dole, all I'm asking for is verification, hon. Just let me know if there was a family member or if someone you knew had the numbers from the Holocaust. It's nothing to be ashamed of, trust me. I just want you to know that person's with you. Tell everyone else, little sister, tell everyone else to start surrounding themselves around Dad, okay? Go check on Dad, help him as much as possible. The less he does, the better off I'll feel, But he's a stubborn man. Either Rodriguez, very stubborn. I can do it. I can do it. Okay, my cousin Mari wants to know something. If you have to go on a trip at all, Mari, I would say, please, whatever vehicle you're taking, check it all the way around. If it's either red or if it's maroon, check it. And I'm mainly for the tires. That's the main thing. Or the front end, the ball joints. Okay. Sandra Perez, they're telling me to tell you to play some scratch offs. Mimi, I don't know if the line that I'm talking about, follow the Mississippi from Chicago when it meets there. Follow it all the way down, and I don't know if it goes to Georgia. I don't think so, because this is supposed to go Arkansas, Louisiana, and that area. But I've also mentioned the Appalachian Mountains. There's a fault line there. So at the same time the Chicago one does, the other one might activate too at the same time. And I don't know how far down it's going to go. Just so you're aware of it. I've had people ask me the question, well, where the hell is it safe? And I can't answer that. Mary Cantu, it could be a family member. I know my aunt's health is really bad and she keeps dreaming of my mom, talking or telling her to come with her. Very possible, dear. Just so you're aware of it, Mary, I see tears, okay? And if you already know, then it's not that far away, put it that way. Sandra Doles from Ireland says, yes, I've been feeling the same about the numbers on the arm. Yes, it's there. Two, thank you for confirming what I've been feeling too. It could be a family member, a family friend who was a violin maker in the 1950s and 60s. Just so if you know, I like I said, if I took time and really meditated, I'm sure I could pick off the numbers. I'm seeing 0950 for sure. I see that. Unless he was born in September of 1950. Okay. Mary said that's what I was afraid of. Well, honey, nobody stays forever. Remember that. That's right, Randy. You do have to play it to win. Christine says, when my kid's dad gets out of prison, named Juan, does he plan to trying to continue to like where the kids left? Let's put it this way. I wouldn't worry about that right now because he knows he has to get himself straight here too. It's not he's going to come and pick up where he left off. No, he can't do that. And he knows it. Max, relax. Randy, if you play scratch off, buddy, they're telling me look for the one that has 3. And if it has the lucky 3s, or if it's like they're all numbered, and it says number 3, pick that one. I know I'm not supposed to do that, but if you win big, buddy, you better know where I am. That's for everybody. Anybody I give you numbers or whatever and you win, you better know my name. Richard. Richard. My buddy Richard. Buddy, I'm going to tell you what I'm picking up. You remember you talked about the little earthquake that was by, where you're at and all that in your state? It's going to happen again, bud. And they're telling me 5. So it could be a 5 point something 0.5, just so you're aware of it. Okay? Thank God the spirits are really talking today. Okay, Mari, you want to know about Feliciano? He's talking about a certain dance when he would tug on your arms. I don't know what that is, but he's showing me that. Christine, above all, you keep on living the way you live. Do what you keep on doing, okay? That's it, Jose. I believe that too. Okay, Richard says, okay, last one was 3.2 range and did some damage, and I'm wondering how 5, well, but I don't know how 5 is going to be, but it's there. It's coming. And Marty, my cousin, says, I remember that dance. Okay, that's the way he comes to you. He wants to do that dance again. He's telling me to tell you, stop worrying about me. He said, for me, it's a piece of cake, he says. Jackie Huddle Cohen, please let me know where you're texting from. It helps me when I do my reads. Okay? And there's something about your father. I don't know if your father's still with us or what. Richard, do you live by some mountains? Because they're telling me the mountain range might cave in. Just so you know. Now, Jackie, you're new. I'm a psychic medium of over 21 years. And we've been doing this show for over 7 years now. And people come on and I tell them what's attached to their name and I try to help them, psychic wise. So whatever I see, this is why I ask where you're at, where you live, so I can zone in on you. Okay, Richard, remember, did I see some of the mountains caving in or falling down? I don't know how close you are to them, bud. We got about 10 minutes left, everyone. If you have a question you want to ask me, please pop it up, okay? I will do my best to answer it. Dad, what's the matter, puppers? Loretta Lewis, honey, they're telling me to tell you that you're, and I'm not picking on you, okay? They want you to be able to fit into a certain dress. I don't know what this dress is or what, or what the occasion is, but they want you to be able to fit into that dress again because they want to see you in it. Do I ever see about myself? Honestly speaking, I always contact other readers. because I don't know how to do it for myself yet. A lot of people said, well, look in the mirror. And I just tell them, I can't stand that guy I see. No, I don't know. I really don't know how to do it. So I contact other readers that are dear friends of mine. You're going to be out of it, Richard. In fact, I don't even see, maybe by the end of the year, you'll be out of it. Carol Mario, will my mammogram? I think I talked to you about this before, Carol. And I said what I saw was just a hunk of, like, it's just a mass per se. It's nothing to worry about. I don't get it as, I don't see the black line I always talk about. When I see a black line, that's cancer. But I don't see that. Should you meet Miguel in person? Christine, I would hold off, okay? Hello, Daryl. I'm still waiting to talk with you, buddy. If you can, if you're doing it, Christine, if you're doing it visually on on Facebook or whatever, Skype or whatever the hell they call that, then to me, I would keep doing it that way. If you go to meet, make sure it's in a neutral spot. I do not want you going like, come on over to my house. No. Sandra says, thank you, Roger, for sharing your insight, impressions, gifts. Thank you, dear, for the kind words. We're not set up to travel yet because, like I said, here's the thing, Richard. We don't know what's happening from one day to the next. You guys are going through the same stuff we're going through. And the stuff that I'm seeing when I see about the volcanoes now, I don't want to move right now because things could happen anywhere. If you remember, I talked about sinkholes. Well, down in Florida, they got a great big one. And that's where I said it would start. Is I said down in Florida, sinkholes, bingo, sinkholes. It's just, I'm telling you right now, the way the earthquakes under the ground are churning, no ground to me is safe, okay? And that's why I've always said, the less you have to travel, the better off you are. If you go somewhere, get back home fast, okay? If you're going to go out on the night of the town, make sure that everything's cool and you're able to get home. All right? Am I going to be financially stable? I have fallen behind when I was. Don't worry about it, hon. You're going to get back up to par. In fact, you're going to supersede it, like go over it, and you'll have good credit rating. Jackie Huddle, I'm still waiting to know where you're from. And I said I got something about your father, if he's still around with you. Until we get together again, folks, stay safe and protected. Abundant healings, blessings always. And to you, Sandra, to you. I keep getting traveling for you, maybe a group reading you're going to have. The whole thing is, Richard, yes, I want to go travel. I want to do a lot of stuff. But like I said, buddy, we don't know from one day to the next. And it's hard. It's really hard. I don't know how much the gas is where you folks are, but gas here is $3.09. And that adds up, you know. Blessings to you, Mimi. We got about 5 minutes, folks. Anything else you want to know? Cousin Marty, either you had a chain or a locket or something by this man your friend that he's talking about. Or he would always play with it, like flipping it up or something. Carol Amaro says it's almost $6 a gallon for gas. And I said it would go to $5. It's past that. Anything on a new job? Vicky. They're telling me to tell you there was 3 of them that you like. You said, no, I don't want to do that. So you need to stop being picky, girl, and go for something. Okay, Sandra Dole says, in Ireland or British Columbia, it went down to $1.34 a liter. Okay, that's cheap. Marty, they're telling me to tell you, if you stay put, your finances will go up. You're in the interior, okay? Very expensive on the West Coast. You got to figure because of the fires they had, okay? But anyway, remember what our topic was for the day. Do you know your sole purpose in life, why you are here? If it's to help, then help. Don't judge, just help. If it's to share, then share. Find out what your niche is in this world, in this life. A lot of people need help. A lot of people. So do what you can. If you see somebody homeless and you have change, give them your change. Don't judge them because they're all dirty or whatever. You could be in the same position at any moment. Remember that. Yes, gas prices are very inconsistent. Trust me. They go up and down, up and down. Okay, Daryl says, good morning. I need to get into. I've been waiting for you, Daryl. You don't come over or call. What's holding back on things for myself? You are, Marty. Seriously, stop jumping all over the place. Station yourself somewhere and build. When you build up enough, then you can branch off and do whatever. But right now, build. Okay, Kathy, I got it. Kathy's coming up with time to sign off. Richard, if you don't know why you're here, you better meditate, my friend. Number 1, push comes to shove, Richard. Here's what I see you doing. Let's say, I don't want this to happen, but let's say there's a tornado or there's a flood or something. I see you organizing people. So you need to hang on to that. I love you too, cuz. You take care of yourself and stay in touch. Loretta Lewis says, thanks for another great show. Thank you, dear, for your kind words. Thank you, everybody who's been on today. I just hope you find what you're here for, And you all know that if you need my help, I'm here. If you want a one-on-one reading, then my wife will put up the phone numbers and you can reach me, okay? I'm always here to help. Remember that. It doesn't hurt to ask me a question or two. I always help. I would love to know how's your health and happy life. Well, Jose, I'll tell you what. You all know that last year in June, I had a stroke. And then I had one in April. I seem to be doing okay. I'm tired. I'm sore because I played last night. And I told my wife, I said, I don't think after this year I'll be playing anymore. I said, I'm just getting to the point where it's too much for me. I need to concentrate on what I do with my third eye. And I need to build out of that. Randy, don't forget, buddy, if it's got threes, you play it. And you have a great day. Everyone, here's what I want you to do. Put this in your heart. I want you to always carry this picture in your heart. You see a little girl sitting on a curb and she's just crying because she's lonely and she's hungry. Never mind if she's dirty or whatever, but she's lonely and she's hungry and doesn't know where to turn. Please keep that in your heart and you will be very giving to other people. You'll share your heart with others. Remember this. Share a smile with someone else because it doesn't hurt and it doesn't cost. When you see somebody, lift them up. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. I don't care if they're filthy dirty. Here, you know what? Here, take this change I got. Go get yourself something to eat. Have a great day. Boom. All right? If you could live that like that in your head every day, then you'll feel good about yourself because you're feeling good helping others. And that's what it's about. This is why I want my church. I keep saying it, and I know the universe hears me, the Lord's heard me, and I know it's going to happen. And I say this, when I get my church, I hope a lot of you folks come out of the woodwork. And if I can afford to fly you to me, I will do that. Trust me. With that, Kathy Hanley Little, I got to say it. Lisa, where are you, Lisa? You too, Jose. Everybody, you all know what I always say. Honey, are you going to get out and say it with me?
Okay.
All right. Everyone, remember these words. Love everyone you can on this earth right now. Okay? Keep the little girl crying and homeless in your heart. And you'll be surprised what that does to you. So love everyone you can on this earth right now because love is life, and life is love. Be good to each other. Be good to everyone you know, everyone you see. And God bless you all. I will be on next Saturday at 10:30 in the morning, Central Standard Time. It's 2 minutes after 12 noon right now. Okay? So Simonize your watches. And we'll see you next week. Adios. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.